the Charmaine Roll here. I am live underneath the tree. What do we call this place, fellas? What do we call this here?
The tree, the spot.
The spot. We call this the spot. We are live off East Street, off Mason's Edition Corner. And today is just a conversation that we're having with some of the guys. As you can see, we have somebody from every single group. Whoever is here, I made the call yesterday for a few persons to come down for us to have a little conversation. Now, the conversation of the day is the way forward for Junkanoo, what all is happening in the Junkanoo world. If you're just joining me live, go ahead and share the video. Big ups to all the Junkanoo. I know a lot of you saw the flyer that I sent around today. We're going to have a party. It's a Junkanoo affair. I'm going to talk about that a little bit down in the interview, but now I'm going to switch the camera around. So, you know, I already talked a bit. I've been hanging up with fellas now for about a half an hour, so my voice sounds a little bit scratchy. But we talked about so many things, and so many things I let them know, and some of my secrets about myself. But anyway, we're going to switch the camera around now, and we're going to talk Junkanoo. Here we go. So we have somebody here now from every single group. There you have it, folks. We're under the tree. We call this the conversation panel. Is that what it's called, folks, guys? Yeah. Is that what it's called, Ross?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, so today, the question of the day is, and that's the champion. Boy, when you getting your belt back?
Boy, he's a boxing champion.
When you getting your belt back?
Been 3-4 years now.
And this the Boxing Day champion.
Yeah, the Boxing Day champion.
All right? Warriors in that place. In the place. Hey, listen, I call them the maestros, you know. So, folks, you see, Junkanoos can come together. We can come together as one to have a conversation. And the conversation of the day is, where do we see Junkanoo going, and what direction should it be going in? How do you feel about it, guys? Who's going to speak first?
Mike's just going to speak first.
All right.
Good afternoon, Junkanoos. For most of you who know me, and for those of you who don't, Dennis Rasasandis, builder, carver, designer, extraordinaire. Over the past few months, especially after the results of the Boxing Day and New Year's parades, as we all know, were basically tainted and left a sour taste in a lot of Junkanoo's mouths. I've always had this mindset, and I continue to have it, that if you're going to put persons in a classroom for 6 weeks to teach them the art and culture of Junkanoo, I think we as Junkanooers, collectively from each group, each organization, should be given that opportunity. A lot of you may say that it won't work. You don't think it's going to work, but you can't knock something until you try it. My idea, and I think, and I hope that those that will be elected soon to the board of the JCNP and NJCP will take into consideration the opinions and ideas of Junkanooers. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're going to send persons in the classroom to be trained to judge parades, different sections when it comes to music, choreograph, overall costuming. We have members that in previous years who have been retired that I think can be placed into the judging pool, that can be unbiased and be fair. And like I said, I had this idea for a long time, whereas if we have 7 category A groups, especially on Bay Street, take 10 persons from each group, put them in a judging pool, put them through the same course, same vigors of teaching, and allow them to be judges. Now the catch to that is, if you have 10 members from the Valley Boys, 10 members from the Saxons, 10 members from One Family, Genesis, Roots, Music Makers, Prodigal Sons, whenever their distinguished organization is coming down the boulevard, those members of that group are not allowed to judge.
Well, I could say, let me just interject there. It's a good idea, But I still feel like we should get away from the tribalism in terms of you and your group and just think overall Junkanoo.
I agree with that. That's why, like, right now, even though I am attached to Genesis Junkanoo organization, me myself, I am independent. I've been in the Valley Boys for approximately 11 years, and I was distinguished enough to be around some very, very influential, strong, trustworthy, respected men. And the knowledge gained and learned from them, you can't pay for that. And I had to take a step back and look at some things through my own eyes instead of looking at it through the group's eyes and what the group wants. Mind you, I love the Valley. I'm hot. But at the end of the day, the only way, like you say, we're going to be more productive and we're going to move this thing we call culture forward is if we get rid of the tribalism and this my group concept.
Well, see, right here, folks, these group of men here have already started a process. I know you guys been meeting here after work and, you know, every day. And then we have Valley Boys, we have Saxons, we have One Family. We have different persons of different groups that's here. And so all of you have a different perspective on the way that Junkanoo should move forward. We get see, so folks, we have a group of men here that is looking beyond the thing that we call tribalism and looking forward to making Junkanoo move in a different direction by working together. Now, we have Ron down here, Valley Boys. We have Gino. We have, what's your name again?
Mike's One Family.
One Family.
Smiley.
One Family. And we got Saxons in the back. We got Genesis. So we have someone from everybody that's here.
Where I come from? You remember?
And see, again, folks, we see the little tribalism then coming out. Oh, we got this month, right? So our main theme here is how you guys feel about the way Junkanoo is going, the new JCNP appointment which just happened, some of the skullduggery that happened for the Boxing Day parade. Now we're gonna cut it like each person have like a minute to say how they feel about that and which direction. Now, Ras then say his 2 cents. So who's gonna speak next? Rondon, Gino, let's go.
I could go.
Go ahead.
My whole thing on Junkanoo is this. I think that, you know, tribalism is one thing. And honestly, my view on tribalism is completely different from everybody else's, so I don't even discuss that. My thing is this. We as Junkanooists, we need to come to you know, a standard. The standard is this. We go there to do...
If you're watching, go ahead and share the video, persons. Thank you for watching.
Our cultural work. When we go on Bay Street, it's like, you know, all of us underneath the street are from different groups.
Correct.
Different households. But underneath here, underneath the hut, we actually won. Of course, we have discussions sometimes that get heated.
Right.
But it's always about, at the end of the day, who point makes the most sense. The one discussion that I've been trying to convey to the guys on the chill lately was the fact that I feel like as if we as Junkanooists need to have a new mandate, a new structure on how to judge the parades. I don't mean call somebody when we discuss me because that's something different entirely. I want to discuss what I saw Boxing Day as far as music is concerned. When we judge music, I think that they should put this forward. We should judge the music in the gate. The music that I saw the Valley Boys and especially One Family put down in the gate, to me, if they would have judged at least a portion of that music in the gate, I think that One Family had a very good chance of being lead music
champion, right?
Because to me, I'm a Valley boy. And if you play a music song that I can dance to.
Well, see, it's not the point of being a Valley Boys. The true point about it is you are Junkanoo.
Right.
You are Junkanoo and you are being real.
And I think they should judge music in the gate. And another point I want to make, I think that the judging zone on Bay Street, the judging music is too small. Because basically...
So how do you literally feel about moving Junkanoo off of Bay Street?
No, I think that's sacred. That's sacred. I want it to remain on Bay Street. I think it's sacred.
So a question let me put to you guys there. What if you have a multi-millionaire willing to bill you guys a cultural village.
That's where Gino comes into play. He's an architect. If he
No.
could recreate Bay Street,
So you still want it on Bay
in a
Street?
dome, we could do it. But we have to have the same acoustics.
Okay, so
The
you hear what you
same
just
space in
said?
between the buildings.
You hear what you just said? Recreate, because of course, you know, we could recreate what's on Bay Street, but we can't hold it there because now we're expecting this thing that we call Junkanoo to bring us in revenue.
Right.
So we're not just catering the Bahamians no more now. We're going to take this international. So in your mindset, it is possible for us to move Junkanoo over Bay Street.
But only, like, see, you gotta understand, like, with all, sometimes underneath you, we refer to Junkanoo through our favorite team or our favorite sport hero. quote
Right.
unquote. You might say, boy, I like Michael Jordan. When I go there, it's Ben. Or I might be like the Golden State Warriors. Our team is awesome. So, in order for us to get our favorite player, our favorite team, off of Bay Street into a different arena, we now need to create Bay Street, recreate it in a manner whereas you say, you know,
In a different structure.
space in between the buildings opposite Hufferson Sun.
So you still, let me ask you a question. Let me put this question to you. A lot of times we talk about Bay Street with the buildings holding the music. Where do you guys practice?
We practice
In the open,
Right.
correct?
Uh-huh.
Where do Valley Boys practice in the open? Genesis practice in the open? Saxons practice in the open? So why do we feel, this is the question, that Bay Street is there to hold the music? If all the groups practice in the open.
Because of tradition. Different tradition.
Okay, but tradition.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what does tradition have with making sure we secure the sound?
Okay. Or what I'm saying, right? All right, it's like you want to take the exact same portfolio that you have on Bay Street,
Uh-huh.
put it in an arena.
Right.
Whereas the exact same building space,
Right.
I'm using the basic. If there's a wood building, you make that a wood building area, the actual building.
Right. So my
Stone, you do it
Uh-huh.
the same way. If there's a 10 feet space in between the stone and the wood, you have that.
Okay, have you ever watched the carnival in Brazil or anything like that?
I've seen
So
it.
you saw their stadiums. So what if we have that backing now to build that stadium? You agree for it to be a place? See, I want you to.
Only, like I said,
Right.
only if they can recreate Bay Street within this new facility.
Okay, so the Ron Arena, like how Bay Street is created like a track. Okay, that's same recreation. Okay, so I'm saying to you now, it can be done, and we as Junkanoo is gonna make sure it's done, but we just have to change our mindset of just saying that it cannot move off Bay Street. That's what I wanted to bring to your attention.
Okay. You know, so amazing on why I feel so strong about recreating Bay Street. All right, take for instance, like we was talking before we came on air.
Right.
If the Valley Boys is in the gate and one family is going down the road, you as a Junkanoo could differentiate. Wait,
The
one
sound.
family going, that's Valley.
Right.
But then Saxon will be on Shirley Street kicking off.
Right.
And if you could hear Saxon music booming over on Bay Street, you know Saxon will be on Shirley Street there because their music that is going on. You know, then they come over the trees and the buildings and everything else in between. It overpowered everything. That's what I want us to have if we should get this new arena.
Right.
Whereas
Okay,
we
so
have
see,
every single
that's why
step of it.
we as Junkanooers, like we say, we have to rest on this thing called group and just think about the overall culture, because we have so many brilliant minds that can move us forward and not keep us stagnated and believing that we can still be in one mindset. I remind you again, roots practice for a child in the open. Saxons practice, our Waukee in the open. Valley Boys practice, in the open. One family, City Market, in the open. Prodigal Sons, Yellow Elder, in the open. So why?
Okay, speaking about one family,
Right?
I used to frequent their practices.
Right.
They would kick off in the open air.
Right.
The minute they get between Beauty Bakery and the City Market,
Right.
their music go to another level. I lie, Mike?
That's true.
I lie, Dennis?
But what I'm
Once you get
saying,
between those buildings,
Right.
it's like it's a different
play a
level.
certain part,
No, acoustics.
and then music-
It's all
right.
acoustics.
So if we build a structure that's suitable to be able, now, like I asked you before, if you ever watch any of the Brazilian, the carnivals that they have in Brazil, where they show how it's set up, where the building structures and logistics are on both sides to make sure you secure that in. So it can be done if we have the right persons backing us to do it.
I remember a few years ago when they did the Miss Winter Voice at Kennedy Strip many years ago.
Right.
To me, that was a very good parade. But you know the one thing that we didn't have? The acoustics. To me, we came down, the road was wide, which everybody loves.
Right.
We had the space to do whatever has to be done on Bay Street. but the music just wasn't the same because to me, feeling the Junkanoo is from a distance. If I have to wait to feel the music, that means the music ain't good to me. You know what I mean? If you put it in any arena, I think, whereas you really can't feel...
Once the logistics and acoustics is right, I think you still can feel that.
You could, like
right.
I say, because you have to truly convince me that Bay Street is not the way for us to go anymore.
Okay, so Gino, how do you feel about the way forward for Junkanoo?
Well, you know, I was trying to hold, I was trying to stay out of a lot of the talks after the past season, but I've been making my rounds, and a lot of people stop and talk with me and share their views about Junkanoo. I don't think Junkanoo is serious, to be honest with you.
Serious in which aspect?
I don't think we're serious about taking Junkanoo to its higher heights. You know, I think a lot of people just using Junkanoo, if you ask me. But if we get serious and develop Junkanoo the way it's supposed to be, I think we can get exactly what we're looking for. There's tons of ideas.
Yes, and I could agree to you to that point, and I could also interject here and say that we have a lot of persons that is literally interested in the way the Junkanoo is moving forward. We just have to rest down the tribalism, stop thinking group and think overall culture, because everybody else has an exceptional culture that is broadcast globally to the world. And I think Junkanoo has its different avenues of doing that. And one of the reasons, folks, I am saying this here now, we have what we are planning, us from the Biz Hub, we are planning a JUNKA-PARTY, which Paparazzi, Hugo, Ming, myself, we're going to try and have JUNKA-PARTY, which is going to be held on the 7th of June, which is Labor Day. And I've started to put the buzz out there and put the flyers around. So we want all the Junkanooers to be involved, to come and make revenues for themselves. So we're inviting you to inbox us, ask us about the stalls. We want to have a dance-off with dancers. We're going to have a mix. We have Junkanoos who are cooks, correct? We're going to have a cook-off. We have Junkanooers who can do drink mixing. We're going to have a drink-off. So we want to see the variety of talent that we have in the Junkanooers. And then leading up to that night, we want to have a Glow Fest where we have a big Junkanoo party. Now, what we're going to say is we're going to invite everybody to come in free. We want the different groups to support each other. Come in, you eat, drink, you buy from the different Junkanooers so we can create revenue for ourselves. And then that we'll go from that day. Because, you know, after Labor Day Parade, when Owless and Watch, everybody have something different. So this is a good way of all of us getting together to make some revenues amongst ourselves. Doesn't the other entities do this to make money off us? Okay, so don't you feel that it is very, very good to come together as one to do it? How you guys feel about that?
Makes sense.
Because I know every year after the Labor Day Parade, you'll hear, well, Volleyboys having something here, Roots having something here, one family having something there. So wouldn't it be wonderful if all of us can just come in one space? And not only that, I thought about in one of the corners there that we can display costumes. We can even have a section where the Junkanooers who didn't bring their pieces out to the festival can still come out and bring their costume. We can have an area, because remember, we are close to West Bay Street, where we still have tourists that'll be walking up and down. You still have a chance for them to come in and view your stuff. How do you guys feel about that?
Makes sense.
Excellent idea.
I mean, as long as it's showing off our culture, and we could, even if we don't get anything sold, we could get recognized. Because there's some of us who do very good jobs on Bay Street, whereas in the music department of Payson, who we really don't know, you know, or someone might not say, hey, well, who is Gino? I don't know Gino, but if they see Gino work, his work could speak for him.
Right.
You know?
Yes, it should be fun. And then what we plan to do is we're going to let you come. When you come straight from Bay Street, we're going to tag you, and you don't have to pay then. Okay? You could just support all the stalls. We'll have music playing. You support each Junkanoo group would have a stall, or persons who are in the Junkanoo world. We'll have chefs. We have a lot of people in the Junkanoo world who cooks. Correct?
Right.
We have jerk, we have curry, we have a mixture. We have a lot of people that does a lot of different foods. So we're inviting all of them. Then let's have one spot. All of the other persons come together and have a party off of us. So why can't we have our own party? Tucson, welcome. So why can't we have our own party? Is that correct?
It's about time. It's about time we started to do our own things.
I think it's a good platform.
Because I was thinking from they used to have. Anyhow.
Go ahead.
We just need to start as Junkanose creating our own events and coming together a little more and trying to get this to work, because you know we have thousands of us in Junkanose with thousands of talents.
Right. Take for instance, like I say, we have Heinz who's cook. We have Jamal who's do the curry. Okay, the curry. We have Sky Juice. We got Nafi. We got Noel. So we have all these people. We have all these people who could cook and come out, and we could support them and put revenues in all of our pockets whilst having a great big party. Okay? So we're gonna spread the word, folks. Definitely all of the Junkanose are invited to JUNKA-PARTY. We want to have it on June the 7th, which is Labor Day, after we then rush down Bay Street and do our thing. All us could head towards the garden and have a great big party. Now, I just had the...
Let me promote us.
Uh-huh.
We was just discussing this over the last month, whereas on that Labor Day morning, we wanted to have something in this yard for our friends.
Right.
Before we go on Bay Street. We didn't plan anything afterwards.
So that there in us, we can all meet there.
We were planning like a breakfast thing in the yard. You know, everybody coming to put in an X amount of dollars.
Right.
And you do whatever you want to do. We meet in the yard like 7 in the morning. Right? You have to get a right in the yard before we join and walk over the hill as a man.
We watch the parade. We watch the full parade go up the hill.
We'll see. Right, and see, there us now. That's that right there in where we could congregate together. When we're finished there, we could go there and have our party, and then have an after party still later. And what we're planning to do is we're talking to different guys who are in Junkanoo bands also to invite them to come out to participate that evening. We're going to invite each group to send a 5-man combo, a 4-man Congo. We even wanted to have a battle of the brass.
That'll be good.
You understand? A battle of the brass. So we would start that like later on in the afternoon, like after 7. So even if you leave and you have on your band, we would invite you. When you come back, you would pay at 7 o'clock. So you have all day to have fun, drink free, and be merry, and still can come back and have more fun.
I know one thing. My friend Louis, once he come in here, Louis can stay there one day.
Is this the Sand Dollar crew in the house? Is this the Sand Dollar crew in the house? Yes, yes. And folks, again, I'd like to just thank the Junkanoo world for just taking me, for being myself and being the forward person that I am. A lot of people call me Judge Judy, but if you get to know me, you will know that I am a true Junkanoo, and I believe in pulling Junkanoos together and making this thing move forward, and not just thinking on the aspect of the tribalism and just not thinking group, and definitely, of course, just thinking Junkanoo. So I had to interject that in there, folks. But today I'm under the tree. They call, what you guys call it? The hut. The Junkanoo hut, where topics of hot discussion is always sponsored by who? Sometimes. And who sometimes? Mike's Bar. And so, folks, here it is now. I am under the tree, like I said again, talking to some of the Junkanoos, giving you a different prospect of their minds and the way forward, where we can move all together as one. Spread the word. It's going to be a Junkanoo party. We are inviting you to come on down. Inbox me if you're interested in getting a stall. We're going to come together. We're going to make this. And I think, guys, we're going to have a lot of fun. Because that'll be like an all-day Junkanoo party.
After being a Russian speed there, there's don't be nothing to do.
Right.
Jump off good.
Right. And then what we're going to try to do even that night, we're going to have like a glow fest. So we're going to do like a glow party that night. Like after 7 when it starts to get dark, everybody have on their hand bands or their neck bands and whatever. But folks, we have anything else before we sign off? Anything else we're going to add to it?
I want to add that you are the third person that well, you're the second underneath the jungle what? But as far as a show underneath the tree about Junkanoo, you are the third.
Okay, thank
you. The first
you.
person was Jackson Unselfish Burnside.
Okay. Big up to Hans Munker, the bestest chef. Chef, we want you on board, man. You're watching, we want you on board.
Catering. Pick up to the dream team.
We want you on board for the JUNKA-PARTY at one of the stalls. We want you on board. Nafi, if you're listening. Jamal, Bryce, if you're listening. Y'all call some of the names that you want to see at the party.
Jeremy like Ben Green, Smoking Pit. Jeremy like Ben Smoking Pit. Pocket Sky Juice and Rum Punch. All those guys.
Okay, so we bigging up all these persons to inbox me and let me know you want your stall for the JUNKA-PARTY. We call it the JUNKA. We can call it an all-day party because you know we run hard on Bay Street because of course you know June is the beginning of the Junkanoo season, correct?
No.
When is
The Easter thing this week.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
No, that's
Right.
Junkanoo. That's what we got.
Right. It's the because he lived. But then, okay, that's the beginning. But the real feel is Labor Day. When we going down Bay, where our ancestors.
When Genesis comes to put a spike on anyone.
Okay, big up Hans Munker. Say he's gonna link us for a stall.
Genesis coming to put a spike on anyone.
Hans is gonna link us for a stall.
Gino's a soul chef too, you know.
Gino, let us know if you need a stall.
Like I tell you, fire. Just turn it up just a little bit on them. Just a little bit.
I'm gonna blow.
He's got good balls.
You guys talking about that pot. You're putting down on the fence.
Gino's got good balls, man. He don't got good sauce.
Man, right here, yeah.
Oh, Gino?
That's
That's the mutton sauce.
Raw dog, call me sauce.
So we call some names. We call the pit, the guys from the pit who's do the jerk. We call Jamal Bain, who was the curry. I ain't taste the curry yet, Jamal. I want to taste it.
Thompson, what you cooking?
You know?
Yeah.
I cooking up an appetite.
So there you have it, folks. I was under the tree with in the hut, they call it. And you know, folks, I forget to ask y'all. When I had my radio show, somebody used to always call in. Who was that person who's always calling every time I was on the show?
Thompson.
Yeah. Oh, it's Thompson.
Yeah, me, yeah.
See, there you have it. Thompson, all that time, you couldn't tell me that was you?
I tired right now. Yeah, but I guess.
But I don't call you Thompson. I call you Thompson.
Yeah, he was going
He going anonymous after he get
He
that.
going. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Junkanoo
talk
name
that.
is
Talk
2C.
that.
He going anonymous
Junkanoo
after
name
he
is
get them
2C.
fifth box.
It's Junkanoo.
1, 2, 3, 4, what?
Fifth,
You can let your little brother do it. Got a life.
You got a sock since what?
fifth.
Oh.
I done beat him It's enough the on only guy that. he ain't going to jungle the ball to collect them fun.
So another question I want to ask you guys, right? Why do you think we should always have a Junkanoo ball? I remember a couple of years ago, we had a big Junkanoo party at the sports center where you could have just come in and all the stars. How you feel about that?
No one made no sense.
I think that's a great one.
That's-
Just
yeah, 'cause
turn
everyone
that
can do
into
that.
one center, right? Okay, when they prize us and they will just party.
It's to the ball, only a few tickets. Only a few
Ball,
tickets.
they spend all the money rent that room.
A lot of people don't have time
They
to go
spend
to the
all the
ball.
money
A
rent
lot of
that
people-
room. Then again, you're on the same things.
Right.
The one ceremony and a big open spot.
Well, I remember when
My thing is this, right? Honestly, if you go on the Junkanoo ball, I want to have a Junkanoo ball.
right,
Because, all right, take for instance, there are some of us that are unruly.
right.
You put us in an open environment like that, where we could actually, I guess, say some inappropriate
So, but we
things,
don't
it might be an
have
issue.
bad people to the bear fest. Don't do it. We
No,
be
Police
orderly.
Police president on the way.
We be orderly. So if we have the
Listen to
police
me.
present, I just feel like
understand.
That's what it
I
is.
think
I
it's.
want, if I win, that's only I
Well, guess what?
If the Wally went,
See,
not
you
you.
have
No,
me say.
no, when I win.
No,
Not
you
when the
can't
Wally
win,
win. Because the Wally won and I didn't go because I didn't get a prize.
Then when
Of
we
my
ran,
individual category.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm trying for us to stop doing. I'm trying for us to just come to the ball because we're getting a prize. We need to come support one another.
But I kind of like the ball, you know, because you know,
I don't
Junkanoo
dress
Day
up
sometimes, you know, where you
We got etiquette.
dress,
Just
you know, you
relax,
probably
guys,
gonna bring your
guys,
wife
clothes
or
and just
your
relax.
kids, and you know,
So,
if you
So,
make a dining room
question:
set,
why do
sometimes.
a lot of people do not attend the ball though?
Because
Because of the
then
tickets.
again, limited tickets are given out. Persons who have tickets to give to the members
They can't give them
decide to
tickets.
give it to special
family.
privileged
So
people.
you're saying only so much tickets is for the ball,
According to them.
I think the last
family
good
members.
ball we may have fought is when they had the last one by Radisson.
right? I remember that.
And
I was
everybody
there.
was there. Tables on top of tables. And
Yeah.
the place was booked out.
Right.
I think
So
they,
guess what, folks, guys? We can have our own party. We ain't going back there no more. I just wanted to have you all idea. So JUNKA-PARTY is coming up. You could come, like we say, you could come dress as you like.
Everyone's supposed to have the same amount of table.
Right.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
go to the lowest, they can get group 2 table.
Right?
And all them, we give all the group, all them tickets for
I refuse to sit with Gino in any forum.
That make no sense.
He's to tell you the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the side of you right now.
Folks, there you have it.
Why would you know, just bill your late costume and you all just get this over with? Because I
That'd
think
be
it's
broken
legal,
marriage.
you know.
That ain't gonna work. That one ain't gonna work.
I mean,
No boy.
Your belly ain't working now, so you might as well just
Okay, so guys, we're gonna close off here. Is there anything you want to say out there before we close off? Unity.
hell, let's just pick up the whole jungle world, you know, this way you can come when you need some place to come and hang, talk, you know what I mean?
Okay, and I have one particular thing I want to say. There's no I in team. And we are what? One. We are one people, one team, one nation, all for one, and one for all. And we stand not on tribalism. What do we stand on? Not on one tribalism. We stand on what? The shoulders of our ancestors and moving this thing forward. Correct?
correct.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for your invitation, and you will see me again. And big up to everybody that's in the Junkanoo world, the past Junkanoo season. I salute you, and I say the way forward is us to stand together as one, and not as tribes, to move this culture forward. We will see you at JUNKA-PARTY. People, please inbox me. Go ahead.
We want to take this time also, Charmaine, to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves as Junkanooers. A lot of people don't take Junkanoo serious, and for you who has been in the forefront and pushing our culture, pushing ideas, we commend you and we say thank you for giving us this chance.
Well, I thank you too, guys, and all of you know that anytime you need me to talk, I am there. Everybody know where to find me, eh?
Yeah.
And folks, if you see me walking around serious, sometimes I have to have a serious face, but I'm a very approachable person. They call me Judge Judy, but I haven't had pen to paper for a very long time, so you can't approach me. Thank you so much.